Okay. So yesterday in chemistry, were there any words that you heard Miss Ricky say that you want to go over, that you want to learn? There were some?
Yeah.
What words?
No sé cómo se dice.
Do you remember? Do you remember how it was spelled? Can you write it?
Son preguntas.
Preguntas, palabras. ¿No sabes?
Yeah, pero no recuerdo cómo se escribe.
Okay. What are you talking about in chemistry right now? What is the unit about?
Sobre el espacio.
Espacio? Okay.
Sobre los.
Space.
Ya, sobre los. ¿Cómo se llama?
Espacio como matter? Like matter, space, and time? Is that what it is? Okay.
No.
Is it like, where's our, so it's not like this. Are you talking about those words right now? No.
No.
Are you working? Okay. I think that if you're talking about space right now, have you already talked about matter? Do you remember when we talked about matter with these right here? Matter, anything that has weight and takes up space. So your matter, right? Anything that takes up space is matter.
Yeah.
Even the air, right?
Energy.
And energy?
Yeah.
Or how do you say that in Spanish?
Energía.
Mm-hmm. And what's energy?
¿Cómo pasan la energía para allá? ¿Cómo tienen energía?
Yeah? Okay.
¿Cómo tienen energía?
So a supply or source of power, the ability to do work. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's another chemistry set that we talked about. Okay, we can do these. Liquid, gas, and solid. So what are liquid, gas, and solids forms of? We just talked about. Right?
Materia.
Right? Solid, liquid, and gas. Right? So what is a liquid?
Líquido.
Mm-hmm. What are some examples of liquid?
Como una soda.
Soda?
Agua.
Yes.
Agua.
Agua? Yes.
¿Qué más?
¿Qué más?
Jugos.
Any drink, yeah. Jugos. Any bebida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about a gas?
Gas de la cocina. Los gas de
Yeah.
carro.
Well, gas in the car is actually a liquid. Solamente se llama gas because it's like gasoline.
Gasolina.
That's the big word for gas en un carro, right? But that's actually a liquid, so that's confusing. But actually, gases, you usually can't see them, right? So we're breathing oxygen, right? That's a gas, right? What are some other gases? So we have examples here. Oxygen, carbon dioxide. You talk about that in chemistry, right?
Yeah.
And hydrogen. Those are a few examples of gases. Okay? And then a solid. What's examples of solid?
Block. Cosas duras.
Yep. So all of these things. Yep.
La pared.
Yep. The wall. Those are all solids. Okay.
Rock.
The rocks. Yep. Okay. What about people? What about us? What about humans? Are you solid, liquid, or gas?
Yo soy sólida.
But what about blood? La sangre.
Líquido.
Yep. And what about in your lungs? Your oxygen.
Gas.
Yeah. So we have all of them. Isn't that cool? We have solid, liquid, and gas in our bodies. Okay. What about, so here we have 3 pictures that represent these terms, okay? So for example, my water bottle. So inside there's water. So what form is that in? What form? Liquid. But what if I put it in the freezer? It would turn to what? Ice. Ice. Right? And then it would be a solid. And then what if I take it out of the freezer and I put it here? Back to a liquid. What if I turn on the stove and I pour it into a pan? What starts to happen?
Gas?
Yes, it starts to steam or evaporate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And that leads us to our other vocabulary word that we talked about. Where is it? Here. The water cycle. So we can talk a little bit about gas and liquid in the water cycle because this is the cycle that it goes through, right? So this is the what?
The water.
The water. So it might be oceano, lago,
Mar.
rio, mar. Yeah. It could be any of those things. So then, what's this? The sun? And what is it giving off? Heat. Heat. Like
Heat.
warmth, right? It's hot. So when the sun gives warmth and heat to the water, what happens?
The water is
Evaporates.
okay.
Evaporation right here.
Okay.
So whenever the water evaporates, it changes from a liquid to a what? A liquid to a gas,
Okay.
right? And then what happens? The gas comes up here and it creates a cloud.
Hasta la nube.
Cloud.
Okay.
Nublado.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then it cools off up here and creates the cloud. And then what happens?
Llueve.
Yes.
Lluvia.
So it changes back into a liquid, right? And then the same thing happens. It's a cycle, just like this, round and around, right?
Okay.
Okay. So this right here is called evaporation. When it changes from a liquid to a gas and goes up. This part up here, when it creates a cloud, that's called condensation. And then when the rain falls back down, that's called precipitation. Can you say evaporation?
Evaporation.
Evaporation and condensation?
Condensation.
And precipitation.
Precipitation.
Yeah. Do you know the words in Spanish for those words?
Yeah.
How do you say evaporation in Spanish?
Evaporación.
Yeah. Condensation.
I don't know.
Yeah. And precipitation? Precipitación?
Precipitación.
Yeah.
Casi lo mismo.
Okay. Okay. And what class can you use these vocabulary words in? Chemistry or maybe biology? Yeah. Good. Okay. We can move on to the math words.